And welcome to the Redefining Sobriety Self-Study Program. My name is Caitlin Paget, and I am so happy that you found your way here to this program. So I just want to introduce you to the concepts and also give you a few little tips that are really going to help out in terms of getting the most out of this self-study program. So the first thing that I need to mention is that this is for anyone who doesn't have a physical dependency to alcohol. So you may have noticed that alcohol shows up in your life in challenging ways, that you wake up sometimes with shame and regret, that sometimes you make a decision about how much you're going to drink and then you end up drinking more, that you might be able to follow a certain plan for a while and then you fall off track and you're not sure why. And you're really looking to redefine your relationship to alcohol or change your relationship to alcohol once and for all. This program is for you if you know that your intuition is telling you that you might want to drink at some point in your life, that maybe you want to take a break and then you want to start again, or that maybe taking a break isn't even something that interests you. You've done it before, you know you can take 30 days off, you know you can take 45 days off, but really you want to learn how to drink in moderation. Or maybe you want to cut alcohol out completely, but you just know that you don't identify as an alcoholic or you don't belong in certain programs that feel to you as though they are more rigid or require identification with a certain label that just doesn't feel right for you. Maybe you've tried that before and you just sort of sat there feeling like, I'm not sure if this is the place for me. Now, if those opportunities and programs work for you, awesome. And if you want to do both, that's great too. If you're working with a therapist or a doctor, or you're inside of some other program, this is 100% complementary to the work and the healing that you're already doing. Now, if you do have a physical dependency on alcohol, which means that you try to stop and you can't, you have withdrawal symptoms, you can't go more than a day or two without drinking, it's like a real struggle each time you try to cut back or cut it out completely. I would definitely recommend that you go and speak with a certified addiction specialist or a certified addictions doctor to help explore the options that you have available to you in terms of really supporting you through what might be a detox or a withdrawal and a more in-depth treatment program before you start with redefining sobriety. That said, my guess is that since you found your way here and into this program, that you do not have a physical dependency on alcohol. And if you did, you probably know that you needed a little bit more support. As I said, you're here because you want to change your relationship to alcohol, because you're tired of disappointing yourself, letting yourself down. You know there's something better for you. You know that you have really amazing results in other areas of your life and you have a lot of control and that you can follow through and you've accomplished incredible things in your life. And this is just like one sticky point in your life where you're like, why can't I get control of this? So redefining sobriety is going to help you with that. Now, if you want to know a little bit more about who can moderate, who moderation is an option for, and why, I've included a bonus audio, and this is an audio that came from our Redefining Sobriety online summit, and it's an interview with a board-certified addiction specialist doctor named Dr. Delafield, and she goes into the science behind why certain people can moderate or can cut back on alcohol without cutting it out completely, whereas for others, it's much more challenging. So that's a really helpful audio that will be included and that I highly recommend watching if you have any questions about that, or sorry, not watching, listening. The other thing that I really recommend is you're going to be receiving emails every week now that you've signed up for the Redefining Sobriety immersion. And in those, there will be a video similar to this one, there will be a worksheet, and there will be several other prompts and sometimes bonus videos. My suggestion for you to get the most out of this is right now, as soon as you click off of this video, to put time in your day planner, in your schedule, in your calendar, however you organize your time, to put time every single week to watch the video and to do the worksheet. So that would be one day out of the week where you schedule a little bit of extra time, let's say half an hour, the videos aren't very long, half an hour to watch the video and do the work, that week's worksheet. Then I would suggest, and we'll go into a little bit more detail as the weeks go on about this, but I would suggest scheduling a little bit of time every single day to go through whatever daily practice or whatever journaling prompt or whatever additional activity is assigned to you. Basically, I'll say the word assigned, for that week. Because the thing is that you are working on changing a habit and a pattern and a way of relating to a certain substance, but also a way of relating to yourself that's very, very ingrained. It's been a lot of years in the making for you to get here. And this isn't something that's going to change overnight. And too often what happens is we make a decision to change our drinking. And I'm sure this has happened to you. It's happened to me many times before. And I'd say, okay, you know, this weekend, I'm not going to drink so much, you know, or I'm not going to get drunk. And then you kind of decide that, and then you don't think about it anymore until it comes time to go out and to have your night out. And there's an expression that I love, which you've probably heard before as well, that says, if nothing changes, nothing changes. And this is one of the most common questions I ask people when they first come and talk to me for a private consultation. They say, well, I tried to change my drinking before and it didn't work. And I'll say, well, what else did you try? And they're like, what do you mean? And I said, well, you made a decision to cut back on drinking or to cut it out for a while, but what else did you do differently? And more often than not, the answer is, well, I didn't really do anything differently. And so it's very difficult to change this, what seems like one distinct part of our life, if we don't actually change how we live our lives day in, day out, and also the conversations that we have in our minds, how we talk to ourselves, our belief in ourselves. So over the course of the next 8 weeks, we're going to do part strategy, but also part mindset work, and also I call it heart set work. That's the even deeper work that involves really taking care of yourself differently and thinking about yourself differently and your ability to change differently. And so this is something that needs to happen on a daily basis. In the beginning, you might feel like you're really just giving this too much thought. And I promise you that investing this time in yourself now will help you see better results, and it will help these changes be more sustainable. And it will help you get to a place like where I am now, 4 years down the road of redefining my relationship to alcohol, where I really just don't think about it very much at all. You know, I do because it's part of my work and because I enjoy supporting others. But in terms of my own personal relationship to alcohol, it's something that I really don't have to give very much thought. And in the beginning, I did. You know, in the beginning, it was reprogramming. And it was learning new ways of relating to myself and also strategies that really worked. So we're going to do both together over the course of the next 8 weeks. The beauty is that you have this program forever now, so you can revisit it over and over and over again. But I do suggest in the beginning that you follow along and that you really, this is designed to build each week off of the next, and that you really give it a shot, that you do all of the worksheets, that you set aside that time on a daily basis to be with yourself, to recommit on a daily basis to making this change, which is obviously very important for you because that's why you're here. And also the other point that I really want to reaffirm and acknowledge for you is that in the program that I studied for holistic health coaching and the Institute for Integrative Nutrition, there's a concept called bio-individuality, which really means that we each have our own physiology, our own biology, our own history, our own experiences, our own desires, our own goals for ourselves. And what we learned in IIN when I was studying to do my holistic health coaching program was that what that means is that one diet isn't likely to work exactly the same for the next person, nor is it what may be what they want for themselves. And so we learn to work with our health coaching clients in a way that really honors each person's unique biochemistry, physiology, biology, desires for themselves, what they want, what their goals are, because maybe my goal is different than your goal. And that is part of the fabric of redefining sobriety as well, is that really this allows you to define your own path, and your path might look different to what mine was. Your goals might be different. And I honor that, and I'm here to support you. And as I said in the beginning of this video, you're here for a reason. You're here because your intuition told you that you could redefine what sobriety means like for you. And sobriety, the dictionary definition, is not drunk or not intoxicated. You might decide that you still want to be drunk sometimes, but it's going to become a conscious choice for you. You might decide, like me, that I don't want to be drunk. I don't want to be intoxicated. And I live my life consciously, and I live my life on the sober side of intoxication. Because I like where I am right now. But I have some clients who've decided on their own terms to completely 100% abstain from alcohol. I have other clients and other people who followed this program who've learned how to moderate. And again, that might look very different. It might look like 1 drink a week or 1 drink a month, or it might look like more than that. It's really entirely up to you. And I like to say that at the beginning, because that's very different than a lot of the programs that are out there that are going to tell you that you need to do it a certain way. So this really honors your unique path, your unique vision for yourself, your own bio-individuality, and whatever you decide that you want your relationship to alcohol to be. And also, you'll have the opportunity over the next 8 weeks to redefine and redefine again. And I say in the next 8 weeks because this will be built into the program. But of course, through your lifetime, it's always up to you. You get to choose how you define your relationship to alcohol and what sobriety means to you. So again, thank you so much for being here. I'm so excited to support you on this journey. If you have any questions at all, please email support@redefiningsobriety.com. We're here to support you on this journey. And I will see you in week one's video.